I tested 2 kayak crates on various ends of the price spectrum, and these are my findings. Let's start with the cheap one. This kayak crate is about as cheap as it gets. It's the DIY kayak crate. You go out and buy a milk carton, which is like 20 bucks tops, and then they have specially made rod holders, but you don't even got to do that. You can literally just buy the milk crate and be done. You can customize it just about as much or as little as you want. So this makes it great for beginners because you don't want to go spend a bunch of money on something that you don't know if you're going to really like. And if you don't like it, you hadn't wasted much money, and you can always adjust it and tinker with it until you do like it. However, it does have a few drawbacks. Number one, it's not as easy to strap down. My parents' kayaks have a little bungee system that straps down fairly decently, but if they were to tip or flip, they would lose a lot of their gear that they keep in this crate. And that's because of the second point, it doesn't have a lid. But that doesn't mean you couldn't figure out one way to DIY a lid and keep all your gear secure. Another con for me that might not necessarily be a con for you is it just doesn't hold enough. It won't hold all my tackle boxes that I like to take. Now granted, I probably overpack most of the time, so having a kayak crate like this would actually force me to decide on, hey, what am I really gonna use for the day and keep me light, which would obviously be great if I was having to paddle a lot or I had just a small compact kayak, then it would be great. But I've got a big barge and a couple extra pounds isn't gonna affect me that much. So I would like to see more storage space, but for more compact, smaller kayaks, or people who just don't have to bring a lot of lures, they're a lot better angler than I am, this is an excellent choice. Now on the opposite end of the spectrum, this is the YakAttack Blackpak Pro, and I absolutely love it, but it does have some things that I don't like about it, so let's get those out of the way. Number one, it was expensive, and I almost think it's kind of overpriced, especially since it's kind of a DIY project itself. It comes unassembled, so you've got to put it all together, which took me a little bit of time. Another con is just how heavy it is. Now empty, it's really not that heavy, but once I get all my gear loaded into it, all my tackle boxes and everything that I want to take for the day, it's probably 20-30 pounds. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but in a kayak, it's a lot of weight. YakAttack does make a smaller size than the one I have, and that's great for smaller kayaks because this one is almost too big for my big NuCanoe Unlimited. All right, now what the heck do I love about it? I love that it keeps all my gear that I'll need throughout the day. I don't have to bring anything else. I can customize it a little bit with rod holders. It's got handles on the side to make it easy to carry. The latches work well for keeping my gear secured and the lid secured to the top, so if I was to flip, it wouldn't just all dump out. It did come with brackets, I guess is what the best thing would be called, that you can mount to it, and it actually makes it easy to strap down or bungee down to your kayak. I don't do that. I actually have a strap that goes over the top sometimes, or I can run it in between these rod holders here and secure it to my kayak. The biggest reason I think that you need a kayak crate in general, and especially this one, is because it cuts your load and unload time way down. I used to have all my tackle boxes in a plastic tote that I would unload, put my tackle boxes in my kayak, and then when I was done, come back, take them out of my kayak, put them in the plastic tote, and this, I can literally just grab it, throw it in the kayak and go. And it cut my loadout time in half. So I think that's a huge reason, on top of keeping everything organized out of the way until you need it. Whichever kayak crate you go with, I'll leave a link down in the description to both that you can use to purchase either the YakAttack or the DIY crate. We get a small commission from that, but that allows us to keep bringing you content like this. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know what you would like to see next as far as a gear review or a topic idea. And you might have picked out the perfect crate, but now you need to know a tackle management system. And the video down below me will walk you through my tackle management system that keeps me organized on and off the water. I can't wait to see you there.